Okay, should I, all right, everybody, welcome. How are you guys today? Today we are going to be talking about how to prepare and take advantage of our India tour, our 12 cities in 14 days tour. And we really are excited about coming to India. We're just, Suzanne and I, we go through our ups and downs like, whoa, and then we're excited and then we're stressed. And then, but it's all incredible. It may look a little sloppy, it may look a little messy, and but that's moving things forward. Things you don't, if you sit around and wait for things to be exactly perfect, then things will never happen, right?
Hey, Becky, do you want to make me co-host and then I can help to answer questions as well?
Yeah, you bet. So I'll go ahead and share my screen. And so basically this tour is designed to, I'm going to go through here. It's designed to be an introduction class. And Suzanne, maybe you might want to take this part. So.
Okay, sure, great. So in every event, they're going to kind of look the same. So you don't need to attend them all, but you're welcome to invite people at any of our events. However, different state, this is what I've learned too, is that every one of the states in India has different rules for COVID, for social distancing, for, different rules that they have. So we have someone who's kind of guiding us on each place and where we're going to be. And we just want to make sure that we follow all the guidelines. We don't want to get anybody in trouble, and we certainly don't want to get ourselves in trouble while we're in India. And so we're going to just be as careful as we can, and we want everybody to be respectful of that. Another thing, as you plan to come to these classes, and you say, oh, I think I'm going to have, this many people at the class, please be realistic when we're going to have a registration, but we want you to register for the people that actually are going to be there, not just the people that you would hope are going to be there, because for our numbers, and we're still, confirming venues and things, we need to know really how many people are going to be there. And then we will actually have space for some more, for extra guests and things. But we don't want to have you say, oh, I've got 50 people coming, and then you really only have 3 or 4. So we want you to be really realistic and make sure that you've talked to the people and confirmed with them. Are you going to be able to come to this event? And we know that there will always be a few changes, people who can't come that said they could, and maybe people who are able to come that you hadn't planned on. So take that into consideration as well. But at each one of our events, we will be following any kind of, restrictions and guidelines that hotel and that state requires of us. Some of the locations will have an entrance fee associated to the event. I think this is just one, right, Becky?
Yeah, for Jaipur, we're actually having it at the hospital, and so the doctors and stuff are they're working on doing something fancy there. So
right, and the outline of our 3-hour class is going to be the same at every one of them. We will do some introductions depending on who's there, because at some of our events, we have some people from corporate that are going to be traveling with us. We have our general manager is going to be in a few of the places, not everywhere. And so we'll do some introductions with ourselves as well, and just welcome everybody. And then we will start with an introductory class of the products, just like what you've seen here many times. But we'll do an intro class, and we'll have PowerPoint and a screen, and a projector going. And then we will have that followed by a compensation plan, basic compensation plan. And we'll take questions throughout as we go along. That's one of the great things about being in person, is we can take questions, kind of as we go along. We do usually like to wait for, questions that take more explanation till the end, but we can answer quick questions. And the other thing we can do is we can pass around the oils. When we're in a class on Zoom, I can't hand you an oil, right, for you to inhale and experience, but we're going to have oils there at the classes that people can experience. We'll have a diffuser going, and and we'll have handouts for the classes and things like that. So then we'll have a break of like 15 to 20 minutes so that people can, you know, get a little drink of water, go to the restroom, whatever you need to do, get a little snack, whatever. And then we'll meet back again for another in-depth business training. Now, if there are people that are only interested in the products and being a customer, they don't have to stay to that second half, but we are going to teach that. And we think that most people will want to know. And Matt will be teaching that. And I mean, we'll kind of be interspersing but he will be teaching that business training, a deeper dive into the business opportunity and what's happening in India. You know, with the opening and everything. Becky, I don't know how much you want me to keep going on this, but
well, what I was wanting to say, a couple questions for you too, Suzanne, is Annalise was asking about what kind of computers we have for the projector, and I have a Mac. You have a Mac, right? Does Matthew have a Mac?
Yeah.
We're all Macintosh people. And so for all the other locations on who is actually helping us get our projectors and stuff like that, we do have Macintoshes. I will probably have it as a PowerPoint on a thumb drive too, just in case. So
okay. So, and we bring our own cord, so that will, because we've done this all over the world. We've never had a problem. We bring our own cord that always fits into the projector into our computer, so that we know that we have the right cord for our computer. So it shouldn't be any problem. Becky, I don't know if you have a cord as well that you can bring.
Yeah, I have lots of cords, but I always have problems. So we'll go through that. But my question, you guys, is Suzanne, I think it would be really powerful if we had 1 or 2 leaders at each location stand up during the class and do a 1-minute, really short testimonial.
Yeah, I think that would be amazing as well. I mean, it's just great. And maybe as we confirm these venues and who's going to be there, we can kind of ask for that, for people who would be willing to volunteer to do that. And then we're also, I just wanted to say, at each event at the very end, we will also do recognition for our team members that are in attendance for whatever rank they have attended. And we have some gifts for you. Small gifts, not big gifts, because our suitcases are small, but we have a gift for everybody, depending on their rank. And then also we like to do a raffle. Now you call this different things. I think somebody said to me, what's a raffle? I don't know what you call it, like a lottery. They said, oh, we call that a lottery. Anyway, when you come, we're going to give you a ticket. And everybody that comes, guests, everybody will have a ticket, okay? And at the end, we'll do a raffle and we'll give away, I don't know, 3-4 prizes. We'll raffle off. So if you're the lucky winner, you'll get that prize as well. That's just kind of a fun thing. Keeps people on their toes throughout the class and keeps them in attendance too.
So we have these locations that we're looking at, and with the RSVP that we sent out, this is a tentative one. We're just, like Suzanne said, we are making sure that we have enough space at each location to take care of things. It's some of these locations rooms are very expensive. And so we don't want to just do a 500 hotel room, for an event and have 20 people show up, right? And so we want you guys to be mindful. If you say you're going to have 50 people there, have 50 people there. I want you to play full out. One of the trainings that we talk about in doing inviting people is, if you say you want to have 50 people there and you play full out and have 50 people there, you are going to have massive momentum. You are going to be moving mountains and massive momentum to make this happen. This is not an event just for you to come. We want you to bring a guest. We want you to create belief and create vision and create a whole massive amount of excitement in your community about what's happening. And this will not only support you and your mindset, but it will support other people in supporting you and your mindset. So if you create tons of energy, massive excitement around this, there's a way to do that. Like I was, I was talking to my mom. I was sharing this with Suzanne earlier. My mom is amazing, right? She's one of my biggest leaders actually in the United States. She has the biggest team, and she just loves to share the oils with people. She's blah blah blah. When she goes golfing, she enrolls somebody. But she had her very best friend for 8 years avoid mom because she didn't want to do the oils. Like every time mom would talk to her about it, it was about the oils every time. And she finally decided she will sign up yesterday. My mom was so excited. She called me, oh, she's going to enroll and da, da, da. And here's this poor lady sitting next to her. And that's so off-putting. It's like you won the lottery with having her sign up, but it's really not about that. It's really all about the natural health and the goals that this person is putting forward. Like you want to stand in the place of that commitment of natural solutions. And we're on a movement, you guys. We are on a movement of, I like to call it a new revolution of natural health solutions. Like I really am against big pharma. I'm going to just say that right here because I mean, it's like we do need our doctors for things. And if we have serious things going on, yes. But if we can be proactive in our healthcare, hopefully we won't need those doctors as much, right? And hopefully we can really be proactive. And that is the best love you can give to anybody is to give them their health and have them choose that. And so if you stand in that and like this is something that you don't want to be crazy, like people think you've gone off the deep end. And my mom went off the deep end yesterday, and it is off-putting. So just be mindful and professional about it, as well as like the energy that you have about it is really, really great. Anybody have any questions about that? This event of the year is like, I think it's the event of the decade. I think this event will, like Suzanne said, for many of these different locations that we may not come to that location the next time. And if we do, we may not have some special things happening like this. Like this is going to be a special energy that has been pent up for 2 years of all the ups and downs and the struggles and the different shipping issues and the payment issues and blah, 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 all these things. And this is going to be like a celebration, I think, at every place and every location that we go. And so when you're out there talking to people and stuff, yeah. And one of the things that I also want to say about my mom inviting my friend or her best friend to join doTERRA, when you're inviting people to come to this meeting, be intentional about it. Say, hey, if you want to come, I would love to have you come, but I don't want you just to say that unless you really think this is something for you, because we have limited seating. And if you say you're going to come and you don't, then somebody else didn't have an opportunity to come that really wanted to. So, this is a big deal. And when you talk about that in kind of I don't want to say scarcity in that respect, but in this is a big deal conversation, then people have that sense of they have to choose and choose powerfully. And I think that's real important to keep that in mind. So create mass engagement and promotion. So having the conversation be around you everywhere and anywhere as things are happening. Some of you may have heard the conversation about social media and doing videos when you were coming on, and I'll go over that here in a minute. And then consider prizes for your team. Now, this doesn't need to come from Suzanne and I and Larry, right? Or Matthew. If you're building your team and you want to rank up and do something, look at some of your people. If you maybe don't have anybody, but you have maybe some guests, consider personal excitements, like personal prizes or incentives to be able to have them join. Maybe say, like, if you come to this thing, it would mean the world to me, and I will buy you an ice cream or whatever, whatever incentive that you think will be, enough to help them see how important this is. And playful out. Some of you have some big teams, and maybe you can use this event as a way to help rank up, as a way to now. So you can go to Martha, you today are executive. Wouldn't it be amazing if you ranked elite? Do you think you can rank elite by taking advantage of this event in this month? And if you were to rank elite before they even get there, like if you were able to invite people now, like this is really important, you guys, between now and when we get there, if you can enroll people and get people on board before we get there, then they have skin in the game too. And every person you have as a new person has a minimum of 200 people in their life, in their network that they can reach out to. And so when you're thinking about that as a business opportunity, even one person turns into 200 people, maybe 10 people enroll out of those 200 people. Those 10 people have 200 people, that goes to 2,000 people. You guys, that's where that momentum happens. And so around this event, create that momentum and excitement within your personal teams and your personal growth. Anybody have any questions on that? No? Okay. So also what I want to say, which is huge, is when you are out there and you're talking to people about this amazing event that's coming up and you're so excited about it and they say they want to be a part of it, say, okay, well, you have to start the enrollment at the invite. You have to start the enrollment at the invite. And what that means is they're going to come to the event. You need to tell them that this is going to be a powerful, impactful event. There's going to be the first half. We're going to talk about how to use the oils, why the oils are important, blah, blah, blah. And then there will be an opportunity to join the team if you would like. And so let them become prepared in their mind that they're going to be asked to join for natural solutions for themselves and their family, or consider the business opportunity too. Because if they come just like they think they're going out to dinner for you, and all of a sudden you show up at a meeting and they think and they got teased or lied to or deceived, trickery. I call that trickery. Yeah. It's not going to work. And so you can say, hey, let's go out to dinner, but afterwards I would love to bring you to this meeting. And if they say no, you guys, this is why people hate network marketing, is because of that trickery. And when you're upfront and straight about what your intentions are, everybody feels great about it, right? And so don't do any trickery on this. Also, what's really important is speak in pictures to create a vision for others. So what I mean by that is speak in your vision. Like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited to see what's going to happen with doTERRA in the future. We're going to be meeting a presidential diamond. We're going to be meeting Larry and Becky or whatever. and this is really incredible because you can see the success. You can see what can happen when you join this company. And this will be so impactful. There's something different about this company than other network marketing companies and I want you to come and see it for yourself. So when you're speaking in pictures and volumes like that, people then can visualize what's in it for them. And you need them to be in that space and that invite. Like what's in it for them? Because if you just say you have to do this and then walk away, like, well, I don't have to. You can't tell me what to do. People automatically go that way, right? But if you speak in your vision, I'm so excited for my future. I can see, taste, and feel that I'm actually going to be traveling the world and I'm going to be, whatever your goals are. Okay. And also you want to create a culture of team support. And this is really important. I think that it's with your team right now, maybe people are running around doing their own thing or something, but if you can bring them all in and create that as a real team event, maybe carpool and come to Kohima with us, or carpool and bring them to Mumbai or whatever the different locations are where you are. Go around and pick them up and make it an event together so that you can celebrate together, okay? It really, I really love it when we would come to convention with Cindy and she'd always call it, really the event is in the carpool. Because after you go to the event, everybody's sharing what they learned and what they talked about and what they see as a vision in the car together. It's that really valuable time that you really can create some excitement and momentum too. So I think that is really, really valuable. If you can do that together, that would be really important. So now this is something that is kind of contradictory of what we're saying, but I want to bring it up just so that you can understand something. When you have an event at your house, or when you're doing an in-person event, or when you're calling people to come to a Zoom, some of the training in the 90-day run we've been talking about is maybe you have those close family friends and stuff that are not wanting to do network marketing. No, don't even ask me, stay away. And they're the tough ones, right? And they're the ones that kind of hurt because it's like you really want them to be. You have
That's how we were, right?
Yeah. Exactly.
Becky was very much that way.
I was too. I was too.
And but we, maybe if you take a look at this and say, hey, Mom, I'm going to this event and my friends from United States are coming and I so much want you to meet them and see what I'm up to. I'm not asking you to sign up. I'm not asking you to join, but I'm asking you to come to support me. That would mean the world to me. And if you have that one person or two people that means the world to you, that you want them to be there, what they're going to see is the excitement, that they're going to see the why you're in this in a whole nother way. Like you're going to be blown away too. Okay. Because it's kind of like, how many of you guys been to a concert, like a music concert or a ball game, like a football game or a soccer game where there's tons of people in the crowd and everybody's cheering and it's like this whole thing going on? That's what it's going to be like, because you're all going to be cheering about us, right? And it's you want to create that momentum, because that's going to, when you have your mom or your friends that are the negative ones and they come to support you because it's you, they're going to see why, and they're going to be a whole nother way of support for you. They may join, but don't expect it. Set your expectations correctly. And if you say, I don't even want you to join, I don't want you to be part of this, then they're going to psychologically go, oh, no, I'm going to be part of this. You can't let me out, right? And so sometimes it's really good to just set the expectation correctly and don't spam. The other thing I want you guys to be really cognitive is not to throw out the invite to everybody and anybody, just the little placard invite that we're talking about. Like for me, I've had probably 5,000-6,000 people on my contact list now. I mean, I don't even know how many, but it's huge, right? And for 2 years of our advertising and stuff, and I could just easily throw them the placard and say, pick a date and pick a time and pick a location and we'll see you there, right? That's not going to be very exciting and enrolling. So you don't want to just spam people that way. You have to be a personal invite. So we were talking earlier about the different ways to invite people. The best and best way is in person. Say, hey, let's go out, maybe you're at church or maybe you're somewhere else and you're, say, I'm so excited. In a couple of weeks, I've got this event I'm going to. I've been waiting for 2 years to meet these people. It's going to be great. And then people want to ask about it. Or maybe you call that person. Maybe you're calling that family friend and you call them. So do a video call is best. So that's a second way, is to do a video call. And I don't know, this person always has to call me when I'm doing a class. And so person to person, a phone call, on a video call, and then to say, hey, this really means the world to me. I really, you're going to want to go back and look at the scripts. I talk about telling them how much they mean to you in your life. Like if it's a friend and family, you mean the world to me. You're very successful. I value your opinion. I value who you are for me. So you coming and supporting me in this would mean the world to me. And I would like your opinion afterwards. Like I would really like to know what your thoughts are. And then that way people have something in the game too. And then if I invite you to this event, would you come? because it's limited seating. These seats are gold. And if you don't want to come, that's fine. I just need to be sure. And so then they have to solidly commit. Okay. And any questions on that, you guys? Suzanne, any comments?
No. I've had other people kind of give, try to invite people to events and give them a guilt trip. Like, well, if you really love me, you'll come. Or if you're my friend, you'll come to this event. That's just being annoying, manipulative. Just invite people, let them know you love their support. You don't expect them to, they don't have to do the business, but you would love their support. But like Becky said, don't spam, don't beg, just be really inspiring. So
That's really weird. We have everybody's on mute, but we're getting some background noise.
yeah, I don't know where that's coming from. It might be somebody's second device, but it looks like it's gone now. But
Okay.
anyway, this is great. So yeah, that's it.
Gotta be straight.
Yeah, be straight, be clear.
Did you
And
talk about all the leaders at different, the invites at different venues?
say that again, Suzanne.
Just that bottom part that you've got on the slide.
So yeah, so basically, if you are a leader who has a friend, say in Chennai, and let's go back to the locations here. If you have a leader who or a friend or somebody who's a really hot prospect in one of these other cities that you're not a member of or you don't live at, not a member of, you want to, if you invited somebody to go to that, you would want to have someone there to take care of them, like treat them like gold, trust them that they're not going to roll them on their team, right? You're going to want to have that security. Just like if I have a whole bunch of people that I want to invite somewhere and I'm not going to be there, like I'm not going to Calcutta, and I do have a leader that I would like to bring to Calcutta, I need to trust Suzanne and their leaders and people in Calcutta to take care of my person and not enroll them, right? Like, no, that's my person. Now, let me tell you something. That is all of you guys. So if I have a person I'm sending there, or somebody wants to send somebody to a town that they're not, we would want you to take care of them as if they're your own, but trust and have that integrity that they're someone else's person. And you treat them as if you would want them to be your people being treated in another city. So if everybody invited somebody in another city, you want to be able to have that trust, that integrity. This is the doTERRA culture, you guys. Cross teams, cross things. Our culture is to nurture people no matter where they're from, no matter what they are, what their background is, who invited them. You treat them with love and respect, and that this person feels like this is a family that they can belong to. And that's really just so powerful. And I'm asking, and Suzanne is asking that of you, that when you're at like Annalise, let's say we have a bunch of people coming who are friends from somebody who lives in Mumbai, and they're going to come to Bengaluru, and you're going to say, thank you, welcome, and who invited you? And okay, and then you're going to take a name tag, and we're going to make them feel special. And then you're going to make sure that they're handled afterwards. Like, one of the things that we didn't talk about is the enrollment process. Now, in the past, Suzanne and Matthew have said that they don't normally enroll people at these events. And so it's going to be very important that that enrollment process happens when you want to strike while the iron's hot. And so I personally will have enrollment forms with me. And if somebody wants to enroll, I will make sure that we have some forms. The kits will be there so that people know what's there. But we are traveling to 12 different cities, you guys. So it'll be difficult for us to make sure that enrollment process happens while we're traveling. We'll do the best that we can. The transferring of the money, all those things that we go through when we're having that enrollment process needs to be managed by you if they're your guest, even if there's somebody in another city. Okay? So if you're inviting somebody to go to Bengaluru and you're from Mumbai, you need to manage that guest as if you're there, but also trust that people at that, well, they're not going to do all the work for you, but they will treat them with love and respect and honor them, just like you would want, we would want that of you for us, for our people. Anything you want to say about that, Suzanne?
No, just how important that is to let us know. If you live in Mumbai and you have, 4 guests that are going to be showing up in Hyderabad, you need to let me know or Becky know or whoever, let us know so that when they arrive and we can write down a list of who's coming that doesn't have their own inviter there. And then we can just say, oh, we're so glad you came, who invited you, and they'll tell us, and we'll just treat them. Nobody's going to steal your enrollments. We have a culture in doTERRA of opening up our events to anybody who wants to come that's interested in doTERRA, even if they're not on our team. But all of you are on our team, but there are going to be a few other leaders that live here in the United States that aren't going to be in India. We know them. They're friends of ours. They are inviting, not big, large groups of people, but they are inviting some people to come to our events, and we're going to welcome them and they can learn. We're not going to try and take their enrollments, right? We would say, go back to the person that invited you to this class, and they will help you get enrolled. And that's what we'll do with yours. And then you need to follow up on them, get them enrolled, help them continue the process in doTERRA. But just know that if you have people in other events where you're not going to be there, you need to let us know. As I look at this, like Annalise is kind of coordinating things for us in Bangalore. So, you could also let her know. Joseph is coordinating things for us down in Kochi. And so you could kind of let him know as well. And so we have different people that are, helping us in these different various events.
I would like to say that in the formal registration, which will be on an Eventbrite. So what we're sending out to you right now is not the formal registration. It's an idea of counts. Okay. So it's really important you fill out that registration form. But when you have someone who's a confirmed invite on that Eventbrite invite registration process, put their names down and that they're your guest. Okay, make sure that you have their names on there too. So that will be another way for us to have a checklist when we're at that event to say, oh, you're Joseph's friend, or oh, you're Andrew's friend. That's great. Welcome. So glad you made it, and make them feel like we were expecting them. So I think that will be another way to help assure we can let people know that those people did show up.
Yeah, and Joseph just said, we can have a spreadsheet of each event and who's we're expecting and who's coming. That way it's easy to add to the list and to take off the list. And
yeah, well, the jot form that I sent out is a spreadsheet. So when you guys fill that out, I get a spreadsheet from that, and I can sort it so that way I know who's going to be coming to Kochi. I can sort it and know who's coming to Bangalore. Now, I'm not that good or familiar so much with the Eventbrite, but I'm positive it has the same thing. And we will be doing one setup that way. So not to confuse people, it's just that we needed to get an idea. I would hate to be at a place and we have only room for 20 people and 200 people show up. Standing room only. I think because of the COVID guidelines, we just want to be sure that we're following those COVID guidelines and making sure that we have the right amount of space for what's happening.
It might not even be possible, huh?
Yeah, we might have to turn people away. Wouldn't that be awful?
That would be bad.
So if you're going to play full out, and if you're going to be, like Larry's so right, we don't want to turn people away, but COVID regulations may have us do that. And we just, so play full out right now. Fill out that form that Suzanne and I have sent you guys. I've sent it to my leaders, and I hope that people on our team are filling that out. I'm not so excited about the amount of people who filled it out so far. I think I've only got 6, you guys. So please.
On that form, some of the ones that I've gotten back, because they're coming to both of us, some of the ones that we've gotten back, we say, who do you have coming? And you're just putting yourself. So that means you're not going to be inviting any guests. So we're not going to plan on any guests for you. So if you plan to have guests, check with them to see if they can come, and let us know if you're going to be adding guests to that, because several of you have just put who's coming, just that you've just put one person. So
what Suzanne is saying is, when we're going back and looking at this invite list, you want to go through and look at your follow-up, like identify, go through your past list, right? You have your 100 names list, right? Everybody has a 100 names list. And then you have your prospect list of people on social media and people that you ran into at the grocery store. All these people, sit there and you're evaluating them. You've got some hot prospects that you've been having a hard time connecting with. This is the time to really start. I mean, like it should be always, but take a look at that list and start at the top with the top prospects and work your way down. And if you think, oh, I have 3 people on that list, I really would give anything to have them show up, then RSVP for you and 3 people. So that'd be 4 people. And then just play full out to make sure that those people get there, or that you fill up 4 seats. So when you're committing to that, that will have you play at another level too, right? So just putting yourself on there, that means to me that you're not willing to play. Like, okay, so I know maybe you just wanted to make sure you had a chair for yourself. That's fine. But go back and commit to maybe bringing 3 or 10 people. And I would really love to say that for some of you leaders, like play full out and make it a game. Maybe you can say, I'm going to have an award for one of my downline who has brought the most people to this. And then have an award for all those, how many people enrolled the most people out of this event. That would be so fun, right? So make it some fun, make it a game, right? To have that happen.
one of the things some people are saying is that cities are opening up, and I had somebody, Pratik actually told me that yesterday too, that cities are opening up, that people are having weddings with 100 people coming and 150 people, and that we're hoping that it's not a problem. But even space, like some of our rooms are smaller, so we just want to make sure we have enough space for everybody that wants to attend. And not that we think we're going to have these huge audiences or anything like that, but we just want to be prepared for whatever we need.
Yeah, I mean, like setting the expectation is going to be different with each city, I think, right? So we are planting seeds, right? We're cultivating, planting seeds, and now's the time to put lots of fertilizer on it. So my encouragement is to play full out and get as many people to the event as you can as confirmed guests. And confirmed is like you heard a yes, I'll for sure be there. Social media marketing. We talked a little bit about this. You guys, doTERRA just sent out an email yesterday, again, saying because of this pandemic, we're under massive scrutiny with the FDA and the big powers of whoever has those rules. And it's so important. We are still not opened up in India. They're watching what's going on. You have to be compliant. You can't say this is going to cure you. You got to come to this event because it will cure you. You guys do not do that. Which, by the way, I wanted to say something about the invite. When we're going back to the invite and you invite somebody to another city, and you have to manage that. And if I know and hear of a story of somebody enrolling somebody that's not their person and it was somebody else's guest, I will be very upset.
That's a big no-no. That's a huge.
If somebody does
that.
Yeah, I would actually probably, I don't know, that is not the culture that we want. So the same thing here. We do not want you guys advertising in a way that's out of compliance because we're so close. And if somebody does something like that, does a radio show or something and goes out and says how much this is going to cure and doTERRA is, it's going to save your life or whatever, you guys, it may ruin the chances of doTERRA opening, and I will actually,
It would be very upsetting.
very upsetting. So I just wanted to put so much emphasis on that. It's so important. So post something every day. So be compliant. Now there's so many great places that doTERRA has the things you can post. Okay. You can post, there's the website. Do you want to find the website, Suzanne, and put it in the chat for all of the artwork and stuff that doTERRA has, those 2 social media platforms that doTERRA has, the
Yeah.
calendar one. And these are great, awesome videos and artwork and really incredible stuff. Now, the thing is that you can't just, I get in the habit because it's not that I'm lazy, it's just I'm so busy, I just don't have time to do videos. But the first and best way to do social media is to do videos. People, they do the stories and the reels. Instagram has reels, Facebook has stories, and do those. Because what happens is that it catches momentum and you're helping put that excitement going on out there. And you can talk to things about the product, the vision, your why. You guys, your why is super, make it simple. Oh my gosh, the why is so huge. It's intoxicating. Maybe even a testimonial, again, that's compliant. Like for me, I used to have really bad stomach issues, and then I found something that supported my body. And now I don't have stomach issues, right? So you can be compliant, but say your why story. I did. So I don't know how many of you guys follow me on my social media platform, but I did a really super long post about us selling our print shop and how emotional it was for me. And it went on. It was a long post. That was on purpose. It was an assignment that I gave you guys in the 90-day run. And that was, I think I had over 125, 150, I haven't looked at it lately, but 150 people commented and they related to me. They saw how authentic I was and how much they can connect with me. And people said, I had that too, and blah, blah, blah. And then you can start engaging those stories. You can say, this is what I'm doing now. It's so exciting. And they may want to be a part of it. So it's just another way to have education and lead conversations to be able to become an opportunity for them, right? And so go back and look at that. If you're not my friend on Facebook, friend me. and you can see I'm working really hard to make sure that I'm following all the guidelines and the scripts that we're learning in the 90-day run. And this is all a practice. If you're not good at social media, it's a practice, you guys. And if you only have 2 people following you right now, that's great because it's a practice. Only 2 people are going to see you. And then pretty soon 10 people will see you. And then pretty soon 200 people will see you, right? And I've had a TikTok post that has over 800 people that have liked it. And it was just a stupid little post, right? So it doesn't have to be significant. It has to be authentic. It has to be you. It has to be compliant. And people want to connect with people. So when we are talking about this whole pandemic and, we are disconnected with people because we're social distancing or trying to be 6 feet apart from people or wearing the mask so we don't see people's faces. And there's this mental thing that's going on that people more than ever want to be a part of something big. And what a better movement to be talking about with this new revolution of natural health solutions. And so being able to be in that space of connecting with people and loving on people, you can do that in all of these kinds of posts. Plan them out. You have about 14 days. What is it? 20 days to 20 days to 25 days. If you planned out all those posts for these days, you've got Valentine's, you've got other events probably happening, and other events that are happening in India, maybe plan around those as far as how to weave in doTERRA and what your vision is and all that, okay? So again, create incentives for bringing guests. And if you say, oh my gosh, and if you decide you want to do this, I might have a special treat for you. Let's go celebrate and have some coffee afterwards, go to an ice cream stand or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
And
somebody type in the chat what the weather and temperature is in India so we can plan accordingly with our dress because it's really cold where we live.
Yeah. Suzanne, I think that up in Northeast, it's cold. And down in Kochi and Chennai and Bangalore, you are at what, about 70 degrees.
Mumbai 75.
Mumbai, 75 degrees.
Dimapur 57.
Dimapur is 57.
Oh, so it's colder there. Okay, okay.
So on your phone, you can actually add the cities to your phone and it'll turn it into our temperature.
Okay.
And Mumbai, Kerala will be a little humid. So again, you might need to look out for some of those aspects. Chennai as well.
I'm not.
Chennai, Mumbai, Cochin, Calcutta, Hyderabad. It's going to be hot.
Okay. I
Okay.
don't like hot. You guys.
Northeast will be chilly. Delhi was cold till yesterday. Jaipur is also going to be cold. So Jaipur, Delhi is going to remain cold. Northeast is going to be nice and cold. Coming down to Hyderabad is going to be hot. Calcutta humid, Mumbai humid, Cochin humid, Bangalore nice climate, and Annalise will probably have Vasundhara Das singing a song.
Yeah,
Isn't
that's
it,
a great idea. Jose,
See,
that's a
I
great
have
idea. Let me talk to her.
Now, do you want me to talk to her too?
I'll talk to her. That's a great idea. I was planning to invite her anyway. She's a user.
Oh, we'd love to have a song. That would be great.
Yeah,
Sing a
she's
song.
lovely.
It took me 6 months. It took me 6 months to make her talk to me. And then she says
Oh.
she buys the oils from Annalise.
Oh, so you were the one. As long as it's all in the same family, I'm happy. Ah, awesome.
Well, okay, we're going to have to pack for every kind of weather then, I guess.
Well, we're going from airports to hotels.
Yeah.
Layers, layers.
But Suzanne, y'all will also be in air-conditioned cars, so you won't really have to deal with too much of the heat of the city.
Oh, 70
Yeah.
degrees would be lovely. We would be thrilled, wouldn't we, Becky and Larry? Yeah, no, that's nice. Okay, go ahead, Becky.
Okay, so sometimes if you guys have people who ask you, what is it that you do, like you're inviting them to come, what is it? By now, and if you're new with doTERRA, do this. Take a minute and write down what your vision is. Ask yourself these 6 questions and be present to it so that you can have a well thought out response. This is up to you. I want to just be clear that, Matthew is amazing. Suzanne's amazing. We're going to do some really fun stuff on this presentations, but it all is your relationship with that person that's going to matter the most. If you share your vision powerfully, if you share what you're up to, what you're going to be doing this year, all those things, really, what is my vision? That is going to be, they're going to go, oh my gosh, this is really incredible. And then Suzanne, when we have our meeting, when we have our thing, it's going to help with the deal, but you still have to close. Do not expect us to do your work for you. I just want you to be clear on that as far as setting the expectation that this is all your business, your way of doing things. We're going to light a fire under it, but you have to keep that fire going. So when you are excited about something, when you're going to be putting this together, it's on you too. Okay. Anything you want to say on that, Suzanne?
Oh, totally agree. It's great.
So really get present. If you haven't done this yet, take 10 minutes, take a half hour, write down what your vision is. What is your why? What are you planning on doing this year? Why is it important to you? What is your goals important to you? What goals do you have for this meeting? And, what skills and resources do you have right now that you can put together for us so that way, maybe you can step up and run the front desk for us when people are registering to come in. Maybe we might bring some hand sanitizers for fun or some oils to put a drop on people's hand as they walk into the room so they can start experiencing the oils. And we're going to need people to help us with that kind of stuff. We need ushers and things like that. And so I had that on one of these things here. meet and greet at the door, class handouts. You know, I kind of thought when we would go to a doTERRA event, sometimes they would have the hand cleaners in the bathroom. I thought, yeah, you know, that's so cool. Other times not. And I thought this is a disconnect for me, but I don't know if we're going to be able to manage all that stuff. But if you guys could, if you can talk to the hotel and say, we're going to put these hand cleaners and then come back, you know, maybe just help people with that. It actually is pretty cool, right? And yeah, so that's all I have to say about that. And then the last, so the world is not served by you playing small, you guys. So you are the ripple. You do not realize, you know, I want to say something. When my dad passed away, he was only 59 years old, and it was a shock to everybody, right? And when we went to that funeral, the funeral went on for hours and hours because people kept getting up and talking and sharing about the difference my dad made to them in their life. And when I share that with you, I'm not saying that I'm not bragging about how amazing my dad was, because everybody's dad's amazing, right? But what I'm saying is you don't realize the effect that you are on other people. You don't realize the one thing you say to them could serve them and make such a huge difference in their life. And so when you're quiet and you're playing small, yeah, you guys, the world is not served by you. So we are lighting a fire under you. We are wanting to ignite India to bring the natural health solutions to you guys. And we're really so much looking forward to opening the door and the pathway to the ripple effect of you guys are the foundation for doTERRA being in India. And I just am really looking so much forward to having that for you. So yeah, I guess that's all we have to say.
Awesome. Should we stop the recording?